January, the time when the mountains seem to vanish behind an impenetrable curtain of ice and snow. Their towering peaks, so inviting in the summer, retreat into winter's fortress, hidden away until spring's thaw. This time of year, these trails are usually buried. But not this year. A rare series of warm storms swept through, melting much of the low-lying snow, followed by an unusual calm stretch of dry weather. It feels like the mountains are calling out, extending a rare winter invitation. An invitation I couldn't ignore. Beside me, my companion Artemis, just 7 months old, is full of wonder. Her boundless energy matches the spirit of adventure that stirs within me. Her joy contagious as we venture deeper into the heart of the Olympic Mountains, territory I never imagined exploring so deeply in the dead of winter. Above us, the peaks loom, jagged, eternal, their icy faces glowing softly under the subdued winter sun. It's a world caught in stillness, yet alive with quiet energy. And then there are the sounds, the low groaning of glaciers shifting in the distance, and the occasional thunderous crack of an avalanche cascading from the heights. Streams wind their way through the valley, their edges ablaze with thin layers of ice and frost. But the water still flows, whispering its quiet defiance against the freeze. These are reminders of the wilderness's raw, untamed power. There's a humbling sense of vulnerability here, knowing how small we are in the face of such magnitude. It's awe-inspiring and a little intimidating, but it also feels deeply grounding, a reminder of life's fragility and resilience. Eventually, I reach my destination, revealing a lake I know well. It's a place steeped in memories, a sanctuary I've returned to time and again. But today, it feels different. Hey, don't hate me for being improvising with my camera gear. Where do you go? The shoreline is encrusted with frost, and thin layers of ice cling to the edges, shimmering like fractured glass. As I settle in, my breath catches. It's both familiar and foreign, a place I've loved yet continually surprises me. This lake holds a special place in my heart. It's where my old dog Winnie, a loyal black Labrador, found her greatest joy. I could still see her in my mind's eye, diving into the cool waters, her sleek black coat glistening in the sunlight. She swam with a kind of freedom that felt uncontainable, her tail slicing through the water as she paddled out to fetch sticks with unbridled enthusiasm. She was more than a dog. She was a steadfast companion, her presence grounding me through life's changes, her loyalty a quiet constant in my world. Now, as I stand here, the memories come rushing back, vivid and sharp, like they were just yesterday. My dearest friend, know that you are missed, and although you're gone, you are not forgotten. Visiting this place, I am reminded of you. He watched over my son since he was just a young child. You and he grew up together in so many ways. You were our faithful companion, offering comfort in my lowest points and celebrating with me in my greatest triumphs. Winnie, being here keeps your memory alive. And while you may never know it, I think of you often. You are more than a dog. You are my closest friend, my steady rock through life's ebbs and flows. Artemis has never been here before, but this place is steeped in Winnie's legacy. I can feel it in the air, as though the echoes of her joyful bark still ripple across the water. The last time Winnie swam here was last summer. I remember it vividly. Her slowing pace, the gentle way she moved through the water. Even in her final days, she surprised me, bringing in a fish with the same pride she had in her youth. Her instincts as a retriever, undiminished. As I cast my line into the icy waters, Artemis watches me curiously. And clumsily. She doesn't quite yet know the weight of the stories tied to this place, but I can feel her starting to create her own. It's a bittersweet moment, standing here with Artemis, surrounded by the memories of Winnie that linger in the air like frost. Until next time, my old friend, we'll visit this place as often as we can to keep your memory alive.
I just got done putting on some more layers. It's cold out here. It's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which I believe is somewhere close to -7 degrees Celsius, if I'm remembering correctly. Somewhere around that ballpark. So we got really lucky. We had a warm storm come through and washed away a lot of that lowland snow. And so I had a very unique opportunity to come up to one of my favorite areas in the dead of winter. I've never been out here in the middle of January. So it was fantastic for me to be able to come up here and be able to experience this in a very unique way. Normally I never get to come out here at least in the lowland parts, until sometime around May. That's usually when it gets good to go. But because of that series of warm storms that we had come through, it washed away a lot of that lowland snow for a short period of time, and I took advantage of that opportunity to come up here.
As I venture further into the valley, the sound of rushing water begins to thread through the stillness, guiding me towards countless small waterfalls and cascading streams that adorn this mountainous landscape. Each one is a delicate masterpiece, the water spilling over rocks worn smooth by time, carving its own path through the wilderness. Icicles hang from the edges like nature's own chandeliers, catching the light and refracting it into a dance of colors that seems almost out of place in the muted winter palette. These frozen sculptures cling stubbornly to the rocks, their intricate forms a testament to the artistry of the cold. Despite the icy grip of winter, the water flows with a quiet defiance, refusing to yield to the freeze. The streams snake through the frost-covered underbrush, their currents steady and purposeful. Each ripple and eddy whispers tales of persistence, of untold journeys from distant peaks to valley floors. The water's surface gleams with a thin layer of ice in places, but beneath, it remains lively, an enduring heartbeat within the frozen landscape. It's as if these cascades carry a message, a reminder that even in the heart of winter, life continues to move, to adapt, and to endure. Each small waterfall adds its own voice to the chorus of the wild, the gentle gurgle of a stream winding through a rocky bed, the whisper of water slipping over moss-covered stones. All these sounds blend into a soothing symphony. I am reminded that these mountains are not just towering peaks and vast forests. They are also the sum of these places, these persistent forces, small yet mighty, fragile yet enduring. As the evening progresses, I build myself a fire. To me, a fire is more than just a source of warmth. It's a companion in the quiet wilderness. The flames crackle and flicker, casting their light on the surrounding snow, sparkling gently with the movement of the fire. Memories dance along with the flames, reminding me of the times I've been here before. Each flicker seems to hold a moment, past adventures, fleeting conversations, and the warmth of loved ones who've shared this space with me. The fire is alive in its own way, its warmth standing in stark contrast to the cold bite of the air that settles deeper as the night grows darker. The contrast between the cold, otherworldly landscape and the intimate warmth of the fire makes this moment feel timeless, a memory already being etched into my mind. There's something grounding about sitting here, staring into the fire. It's a primal act, one that connects me to something far older than myself. And as the flames dance, my thoughts wander, back to the days when Winnie would curl up by my side, to summers spent hiking these trails, to the quiet triumph of reaching a peak and looking out at the world that felt endless. It's all here, swirling in the fire. Morning arrives softly, the peaks bathed in golden light, their icy faces glowing in the warmth of the rising sun. The air is sharp, each breath a reminder of winter's grip as I pack up camp. I honestly don't want to leave. This place is one of my sanctuaries, a refuge from the noise and chaos of everyday life. But as we all know, life waits for no one, and the responsibilities of home call me back. As we make our way down the trail, I glance back one last time. Winnie's resting place is high on one of the peaks, a silent legacy, watching over the valley below. It feels as though she's still here, her essence woven into the fabric of this place. And in her absence, Artemis and I are forging a new path, creating memories that will one day become part of this valley's story. For now, I carry these moments with me. The frost-covered trails, the shimmering lake, the crackling fire beneath a sky full of stars. These are the fragments in life that remind me why I keep returning to the mountains. They're not just a destination. They're part of me, a place where I find clarity, connection, and a sense of peace. I've said it before that the wilderness doesn't give us answers. It gives us so much more. It gives us memories. Moments that linger like frost on the trees, delicate yet enduring. It gives us the quiet to hear our own thoughts, the stillness to feel the weight of the past, and the beauty to remind us what's worth holding on to. Surrounded by the echoes of all I've loved and lost, I realize that these mountains are more than a place. They're a part of my story, a constant thread through the changing seasons of my life. And as Artemis bounds ahead on the trail, her youthful energy a promise of new adventures, I know that while the past will always hold a place in my heart, the future is waiting to be written, one step at a time. Until next time, my old friend. Until next time.